Thank you, welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back to the November 15th, 2022 meeting of the Hauppauge Union Free School District Board of Education. We are back after executive session. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Number 4 on the agenda is the superintendent's update. Dr. Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. Barchet. Good evening, everybody. First off, I'd like to just extend another thank you. Today is School Resource Professionals Day in New York, or SRPs, and we have the best colleagues here in Hauppauge. The work that they do each and every day does not go unnoticed, and we're so thankful for their efforts. So thank you again to our SRPs. Number 2, just some sports news. Excited to share we have 2 groups headed to the state championships this weekend. We have some girls swimmers who qualified. They'll be headed to Rochester for state championships and different events. And then our varsity boys volleyball team had a thrilling victory in Farmingdale State College earlier in the week. They are riding an incredible streak, and they will be up in Albany this Saturday for the championship. So we are all pulling for them. Excited to hear how they all do. From there, I just wanted to give a quick update to the community. We had shared out a survey to pick a new slogan. We received over 200 responses, which was fantastic, and we engaged in some work on Tuesday to narrow down those responses. Teachers and TAs and others helped to narrow down those responses to a shorter list, which is going to be shared with the board shortly, and then we hope to have a survey back out to the community. Ultimately, the community will decide our final district slogan. So you can expect that before we head out for the break. And along those lines, this is our last meeting before Thanksgiving, so a very happy Thanksgiving to all of Hauppauge. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Murphy. 5C on the agenda is adoption of minutes for the business meeting of October 18th, 2022. I have a motion. Thank you, Dr. Kraft. Second, any discussion? None, all those in favor, 7-0. 601, Mr. Buscarino abstaining. 502, Mr. Buscarino and Mr. Kiley abstaining. Number 6 on the agenda is question and comments from tonight's agenda only. Number 7 is the consent agenda. Do any members have items they'd like to remove? I will remove 7.2B1 as to Danielle DSO only. Any other items members would like to have removed? With that, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda unless that one item that has been removed. Mr. Kiley with the motion. I will second. Discussion. All those in favor? 7-0. 7.2B1 as to Danielle Piessa. Do I have a motion? Dr. Kraft, thank you. Mr. Scarito with the second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? 502. Mr. Barchet and Dr. Kraft abstaining. That concludes the consent agenda. Number 10, discussion matters are on. Number 11, do any board members have any business? Mr. Scarito, sorry.
I just wanted to thank the schools. I was fortunate to go to the Pines Elementary, as well as Redden Woods. I apologize ahead of time to Forest Brook. I had to work on Friday and not attend their Veterans Assemblies. I just want to say the schools did an outstanding job. The veterans really appreciated it, and the students were just amazing. Singing the songs, stuff like that. I just had a couple of things, Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Dr. Murphy, we may not have answers today, but I had a couple of people call there's a couple things about the schools that we had gotten a lot of money. Have you told the community yet what we're doing with the money that we got to reopen and stuff like that?
I think you're probably talking about the American Rescue Plan and the SRSA funds, I believe. So we have a 3-year plan to use those monies. There is on our website a summary report of the initial plan. The plan allows for amendments, so as needs have come up, we've filed some amendments. So we'll make sure the website is updated with the latest data.
This is grant money related to COVID?
Yeah.
Mr. Scrito?
Another article had also come out about math scores plunging. I just wanted to see how we compared to the rest of the nation as far as that goes. Are we in that category or we're not?
Yeah, so, Tim, you have, so we saw the article as well, and we did some analysis. So during the COVID years, many of the state tests were canceled. So our best approach in analyzing Hauppauge was through our STAR results. I'm happy to report that our results with STAR in reading and math look excellent.
Then Dr. Murphy, they also named the 10 named schools of excellence. How do we get on? Is this something we apply for every year? Is this something that,
I believe so. I can look into it, the process there for schools of excellence. I'm not certain. I was looking at my colleagues here, but I will look into it.
And the last two things, I promise. There was something in the paper about the Comac school system getting hit by the cyber attack. So hopefully we put our people on alert.
It's all we talk about. It keeps me up at night, and unfortunately, school districts and hospitals and county governments are all considered soft targets by the bad guys out there. So we talk about it incessantly. We had a 3-hour meeting today, myself, Dr. Smalley, Dr. McCarthy, the IT staff. We're doing everything we can to stay one step ahead, but it's a battle, no doubt.
And the last thing, I did get a call from a couple of parents asking about the news. I don't know if it's precursor. Is there talk of them canceling the regions?
No.
And getting away from region testing?
Oh, I'm sorry. There is an exploration of what becomes of the regions long term. I thought you meant COVID-related cancellations. There is a blue ribbon committee. I believe there's 64 individuals that the commissioner has asked to analyze other approaches to ensuring our students leave high school ready for college and career. So they are looking at that. Yes, that's true.
I once again want to thank all the security guards, all the monitors. I also want to thank the grounds crew, whatever, the flags from the school were amazing. They looked fantastic. So, thank you,
awesome.
Dr. Murphy, and your staff. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Scrito.
You're welcome. Any other new business from board members? Any new business from administration?
No.
Questions and comments from the community concerning anything related to the district whatsoever? Ladies first. You know, it'd be better if you, yeah. Yeah, give it to the clerk if you don't mind. We'll make copies.
She's probably gonna run over. Long time no see, everybody. So I'm here because of the DESA assessment. It was very concerning to find out in an email that was very vague and confusing because I didn't even understand what it was at first. A lot of parents didn't understand what it was. They thought like the kids were gonna be asked questions. They didn't understand it. So I go to the website and there's not much on there either. And then I download the parent manual or just like, I think the user manual for it, it's like 160 something pages of like word salad. And like, I have a college degree and like I could not understand most of it in it. But they did have some sample questions. And what was concerning the most was in our email, we were given, I think, 3 questions, and they were from like one category out of like multiple categories. So it seems like innocent, but it's not. This is all with like the social emotional learning. It's basically critical race theory wrapped up in social emotional learning. So this DESA assessment, they're saying, oh, 1 in 5 kids, Northwell says 1 in 5 kids have mental illness. You don't think they're going to use these assessments to push that narrative? I don't believe that. I believe kids are struggling, but 1 in 5 kids. And on top of it, it says it has, like on the website, it says that it has to be done by someone that knows the child very well. They've been in school like 2 months. These teachers don't know my kid well enough for that, and they're supposed to assess their behavior for the last month. I can't remember their behavior, either of them, for the last month to answer questions. So I mean, common sense, like, it's just ridiculous to waste teachers' time also doing this when kids are falling behind math. My daughter was home, we homeschooled last year, and she hasn't learned anything new in math at all, and it's November. We went to Disney for 2 weeks. She missed of school. She didn't miss anything. She barely had any makeup work because the kids are so behind. And I homeschooled her because of the masks, and it's just me and my husband. We both work in the city, so we put her back in. But it's tough because it's like she's not learning anything, and now I got to worry about this stuff. It's like, what are we doing? So that packet explains what really is social emotional learning. So you want to know how we get on the excellence list? We start learning instead of doing math stuff and wasting time, because I'm sure the teachers don't want to be sitting through like all these stupid workshops also. Like, it's getting out of hand. And it's like, when you're not transparent, then it like makes me like wonder why. And then when I go to this website and I start fishing, this company was created out of the Devereux Center for Resilient Children, who has class action lawsuits against them for abuse against children. Okay? They're involved with taking children out of the home through schools. They have a contract with Arizona State. I'm sure others, I haven't even gone into it yet, but just little Google. Aperture Education was given an $18 million contract by the Department of Ed. We all know the Department of Ed likes control. So why would we give them this control? I understand we have mandates that we have to do this stuff, especially the American Rescue Act, or the plan, the funds you were talking about. You have to address mental health when you took those funds. I get that. But we need to be smart about it. We don't need the Department of Ed coming in with these, it's not even them, it's a third party. And who knows what they're gonna do with this, and the data mining and all that. I'm not even smart enough to understand that, what they do with this stuff, but I know it's bad. So, you wanna know how we get on that list? We focus on that, and we stop, like, I don't understand, we already have social emotional learning. We did the Choose Love program, so I don't understand why this DESA thing would be something new. And then, on top of it, what's next? You know, it's guidance, so we don't have to follow it completely. So I'm just a little confused why we even brought this in, and if this was like voted on. I mean, I missed it. Like, I try to keep up with, that's another thing. There's a lot of emails, so imagine that email getting lost for a lot of parents. So we tried to spread the word, but a lot of parents, like I said, don't even understand what it was, because it wasn't clear. So then, I have to go on my fishing expedition, and what I find, it's like, holy crap, what's going on? You can see how that's concerning for somebody, right? When we're not transparent. So it's like, I get it. The Department of Ed has all these rules and stuff. But like we did with COVID, we learned to work around it and stuff.
Ms. Vasquez, thank you for sharing. Definitely wasn't our intention to not be transparent. I appreciate you coming here with a bunch of data. Looks like, would it be helpful?
It wasn't mine. Yeah. One of my friends put it together, and she taught me about this stuff because it looks innocent, but it's really not.
What if we, looks like we could perhaps have a lengthier conversation. What if I called you and we'll sit down, we'll go through it together, and I can answer your questions in person? Would that be helpful?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And then also the STAR assessments, like, did they post the results of that? Because I haven't seen it,
have
so
they
I've been
posted
wondering
them?
myself where they are falling.
They do post to Infinite Campus. Dr. McCarthy will check when they're being
Because I
posted.
know I checked last week and it wasn't
Okay.
there.
All right, I'll be in touch though to
Okay.
schedule something.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vasquez. Yes,
Usually around this time, we have our finances straightened out as far as the budget from last year, what we projected. Do we have a surplus this year? I know they adjusted some of it last month, they adjusted the percentage, we got more. But usually around this time, we already know what we actually have. We didn't get extra, so.
do we have a timeline on that presentation?
The financials are on tonight's agenda, so the backup is there. It's an extensive report by our external auditors. That lists all of our findings and where we ended up for this year, and then the financials will follow that to catch up through the remainder of the year.
Most years we show a surplus, and then a following meeting, we're looking to see where we're gonna put that surplus, but you will know if we have a surplus this year.
So yes, that was the October meeting. So in June, you do the transfer to reserves not to exceed, and then October before you set the levy for 22-23. It's exactly where you're putting all of your reserves.
And how much surplus did we get this year? Do you know that number?
So we're always at 4%. Statutory limitation is 4%, and we put $4.1 million into reserves.
This year.
Yes. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Caruso. Any further questions from anyone concerning anything related to the district whatsoever? With that, I'll take a motion to go back into executive session to seek advice from counsel to discuss pending litigation. Ms. Capisi makes a motion, Ms. Salvia seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. God bless America. God bless Hauppauge. And executive session will begin in exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds. Thank you.